Juicy woman spears, for sure.
Excuse me. Did you
There's
see
free water upstairs.
I hear Adriana's walking.
I brought some tissues in case it was emotional.
This season, I just feel like Uzi was inspired by cunts.
Oh, I'll be thinking about this one for a while.
Oh wow, Uzi took my breath away. No, seriously, I can't breathe, so call the ambulance.
I would have to say that I'm not a big fan of those shoes.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Juanqui and welcome to my world. It's a cornucopia of stuff, and you know today's Monday night. We are going to be doing a AMA, Ask Me Anything. All right? And the post goes, I am a psychotherapist working with a narcissist. Ask me anything. I'm a psychotherapist with 10 plus years of clinical experience working with a narcissist and narcissistic personalities and individuals entangled in toxic relationships. I've observed the dynamics from both perspectives, how control is established, how attachment is maintained, and why insight alone rarely leads to exit. If you want precise experience-based answers rather than cliches, ask me anything. First question up. How do you end up specializing with this population, and how do you advertise for, quote, narcissists? Do people come to you wanting help with this from the start? The professional says, I do couple therapy, and majority of my cases were toxic relationships, and many of those included a partner or both partners with personality disorders. So it was an evolution of my practice. People seek this kind of treatment and they find me. And many of them seek therapy for their partners, supposedly, and end up being the ones who are indeed in need of therapy. Somebody else asked, does it help them being diagnosed? The professional response, no, not really. It gives people around them reassurance. Somebody asked, did they really not love us? The professional responds, please be more specific. The person comes back and says, the narcissists in our lives. The professional responds, they are emotionally immature. I am unsure how they perceive and see love, yet I'm sure the picture differs greatly. Somebody else asked, what is your modality? What do you think about transference-focused psychotherapy for treating personality disorders and Kemberg's concept of narcissism? The professional response, existential psychotherapy, reality therapy, choice theory, and compassionate inquiry. TFP is very useful in setting clear therapeutic frame, which is crucial in treating persons with personality disorders. Clear structure, firm boundaries, and creation of a clear therapist-client relationship, which makes a value basis for further treatment. I fully agree with the concept of defensive organization built in stabilized the framework self-Kernberg processes. All right. That got real clinical there. Somebody else asked, what does a good prognosis look like for a client? What are the best outcomes in your opinion? Examples of goals. The professional response, their ability to form relationships with the therapist is crucial for the good prognosis. In this case, It is hopeful that the client will be open in accepting and implementing new ways of behaving and relating with others, regardless of their opinion of it. The best outcomes are when a person gives up on their tendency to exploit others, opportunism, and manipulation, plus developing cognitive empathy. Possible goals, just examples: fulfill parental duties, keep the job, be a faithful spouse, actively listen in a conversation. Okay, somebody else asked, is narcissism part of OCD and borderline personality disorder? The professional response, no. Drop a bomb on the answer. All right, I'm going to read one more and then I'm going to continue. Is it wise to overtly name the narcissism with an NPD client, or is it highly dependent upon other factors? The professional response, in most cases, it is not necessary and might contaminate the therapeutic process. Okay, I want to do one more. They're getting very technical here, so let's not. Have you ever realized one of your patients has high functioning bipolar disorder and that the narcissism was mania? The professional response, very interesting stance, but no. Bipolar responds to medication. NPD, nor any personality disorder, does not. Now, I think it's important. I'm so interested in people with personality disorders that interact in the real world, because I've had to supervise some during my professional career. And every time I think of the things I went through and how I made it out, Lord, I need me a round of applause. That I did not end up in the front page of the New York Post or the Daily News. Okay, Jesus was walking with me. God was guiding me because I dealt with some shit. But I want to put here, what is narcissism? Let's ask the AI mode, okay? Just in case we forget, we don't know what it is or we've forgotten. Narcissism is a self-centered personality style characterized by an excessive preoccupation with oneself, an inflated sense of self-importance, and a deep need for admiration. It exists on a spectrum ranging from healthy self-esteem to a pathological mental health condition known as narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. A lot of homosexuals fall under that part. Core characteristics. Clinical diagnosis typically requires meeting at least 5 of the following criteria from the DSM-5-TR book. That's that book that lists all the troubles of many people that are walking among us and are under-medicated or highly medicated, but yet and still they're listed on that book. In that book, I should say. Okay, the first one is grandiosity, an exaggerated sense of achievement and talents. Number 2, lack of empathy, an inability or unwillingness to recognize the feelings and needs of others. Number 3, need for admiration, a constant requirement for excessive attention and praise. Number 4. Number 4, sense of entitlement, unreasonable expectations of special treatment or automatic compliance with their wishes. Number 5, interpersonal exploitation, taking advantage of others to achieve personal goals. Number 6, preoccupation with fantasies, obsessing over unlimited success, power, brilliance, or ideal love. Number 7, arrogance, displaying hauntingly behaviors or attitudes. And this was described by the Mayo Clinic. Now, common subtitles. Oh, we got subtitles. The sub of the sub of the sub. You know, this is just the tip of the tip of the tip. Experts often categorize lips, teeth, tip of the tongue. Experts often categorize. That is not happening today. Experts often categorize. Oh my God. Sally sells seashells at the seashore shore, and she shows push in the back too. Experts often categorize narcissism into distinct flavors based on how these traits are expressed. Number 1, grandiose or the overt narcissism, characterized by extraversion, boldness, and loud attention-seeking personalities. Vulnerable or the covert narcissist, more subtle and introverted. These individuals are often hypersensitive to criticism and may act like victims while secretly harboring grandiosity. Number 3, the communal narcissist. These individuals see themselves as exceptionally helpful or altruistic, seeking validation through selfless acts in group settings. And finally, the malignant narcissist, a severe form that combines narcissistic traits, that antisocial behavior, paranoia, and oh God, the malignant narcissism. God, Lord, get him away. I'm gonna read that again. The malignant narcissist is a very diabolical character. He has a severe form that combines narcissistic traits with antisocial behavior, paranoia, they're coming for me, and sadism. They love the pain. Now let's talk about impact on relationships, and then I'm going to give you what the treatment is, and then I'm going to wrap this up and we're going to be gone. Impact on relationships. Narcissism often creates toxic dynamics. In romantic or family settings, it can lead to cycles of idealization, putting the partner on a pedestal, followed by devaluation, criticizing, or ignoring them. This behavior is often a defense mechanism used to protect a fragile core self-esteem from perceived threats or criticism. And then they're talking here about treatment. And I'm not going to get into the clinical treatment. I'm going to tell you how Juanqui Pro will deal with a narcissist. It's very simple. It don't even involve much. It won't even involve much. It's very simple. Get the fuck away from me. The moment you have been identified as a narcissist, no, fuck that. Even if I just have the inkling or the thought that, hey, something wrong with you in your brain cells and shit, bitch, get the fuck away from me I'm gonna block you. I'm not interested. I'm not a therapist. I'm not gonna become your target. None of that shit. The minute I see that this is not a two-way friendship, or you need to go. And if your narcissism got you narcissistic so much, I will do the favor for both of us, and I will walk away from the situation. You could remain right there in the cut, waiting for your next victim. Victim me, I am not. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever, bitch. Because I have come across some of these characters that I've had to interact with them. I didn't have a choice. So I was able to study them and learn them very well. And when I, did things that I need to, I left the jobs. I'm not having a whole bunch of, I was going to call them something else, but a whole bunch of personality disorders reporting to me. I'm not doing that. It takes a toll on your emotional well-being. It takes a toll on your professional career, where you want to go in the company and stuff like that. And I don't have the time. I'm not putting up with it. And I wish jobs were a little bit more stringent on, like, how they screen your resume and screen and make sure that you're not the killer and you didn't spend some time in jail and there's no gaps in your resume. I highly believe that people should take exams before they offer certain positions. Absolutely. Especially when you're putting teams together and a group team together to run a department and so that everybody should be held to the same standard, and everybody should be giving a baseline assessment of their skills and all of that. But that opens up a whole other kind of red tape of worms and red tape and all that. But in conclusion, that was Ask Me Anything. She was very clinical. I learned a couple of things from her, but I will continue to stay in my truth. If I pick on a hint that somebody around me has some type of personality disorder or some, we all a little crazy. We all like to laugh around and joke around, and when it's time to be serious, it's time to be serious. But if you have no empathy, you cannot hold a conversation. You don't have I need to be out. I need to be out. I will see my way. I'm going to make it real easy for you because I'm going to be the one out. Okay? With that said, I want to thank everybody who came through. Please make sure you give a like. We do this every single night. I will be back tomorrow with another video. So please make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification button. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, do not let them narcissists next to you. All right? Peace.